we're doing here to really kind of get students engaged. One of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put up a slideshow, and during the process of the slideshow, if you have some questions, please feel free to jump in and ask questions whenever you feel necessary, especially if you're the only one that is here. So the purpose today, this is planning and registering. It's an advising awareness session. I'm Dr. Powers, and today we're going to look at, well, let me introduce myself first. I'm a faculty member. I've been at Wake Tech for 10 years, and one of my favorite things to do is advising. It's a joy to walk all the students from start to finish, watch your success throughout the course of your time here at Wake Tech. I put my email address in the chat box earlier. You can also contact me here. And please, if you have any questions at all, it's one thing I really enjoy doing. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about two important things. One, I'm going to spend a few minutes talking about who is your faculty advisor, and then I'm going to pause and come back to the screens and let you ask any questions you may have. After that, I'm going to look at planning and registering, and I'm going to have a video that I'm going to show you that I think is fantastic. It's a little slow, but it does cover all the important parts about how to plan, how to register for classes. So when you first start at Wake Tech, you begin and you register, you fill out the admissions paperwork, and then you are given an academic advisor. This person helps you your first semester. They also help you pick out your classes. They help you complete the orientation. Once you declare your business major in your second semester, okay, you're going to be assigned a faculty advisor in the business department. And this is very important to understand because we work individually as much as we can with our business students, and we are here to help you, and we want you to reach out to us. How do you find out who your advisor is? I'm often asked by a lot of students, I didn't know I had an advisor. Who is my advisor? How do I find them? Underneath the advising tab in your self-service, your faculty advisor should be listed. If they're not listed there, we can contact the registrar, or you can contact Marty Rhodes, our department head. And at the end of this presentation, I have all of our department emails listed, so you can contact your advisor if you discover who they are through self-service. But it's very important to first figure out who your advisor is, because they can offer you just an instrumental amount of help in getting you and helping you be successful, right? Because, right, we ultimately, our goal is for you to graduate from Wake Tech. And we have experience. We've looked at a lot of program evaluations. That's what we see in your self-service. And our goal is to help you plan what we're going to work on today, help you track your success, and then ultimately help you achieve and graduate successfully from Wake Tech and then move on to your next exciting life adventure. There's an article that I've put up here, and you can look at this. The PowerPoint is in the chat box, and it shows that students who have contact with their advisor are more likely to be engaged and have a developed plan for courses. And I can tell you, any student that has contacted me in the past has always had a successful experience, because we look through their evaluation and we plan their process, and they plan their courses. And then we move through that process and we touch base every semester until they ultimately graduate. All right, what can your faculty advisor do? If you haven't talked to them, they can help you identify your courses. They can evaluate your progress. They can create and help you create a timeline of courses in self-service. They can look at your program eval and find gaps, or even make recommendations. There are suggestions and recommendations we can make for courses. We have a lot of clubs. We have internships. A lot of times I'll look at a student's program eval and tell them, you're doing amazing. Do you know we have an honors program here? And we can either offer you career guidance or put in touch with career resources that we have here at Wake Tech. Now, one thing I do want to mention, we cannot offer suggestions for financial aid. You'll need to contact a financial aid advisor, but at the end of this presentation, I have a list of all the financial aid advisors. And one of the reasons for that is we don't know all the ins and outs about how financial aid works. So we are not comfortable and we're really not supposed to give advice in that area. And I would hate to say anything to you that made a mistake. Right? So planning, okay. Planning, okay. Planning your courses is a vital thing that your advisor can help you do. It's a roadmap that you can use for the next 2 years. It's adaptable and it can change. One thing that I have, and one of the tips that I try to give students when I talk with them, planning for a course and registering are not the same thing. I've had students in the past tell me, well, I've planned all my courses out and I can't register for them and I don't have anything showing up. You have to register for your courses at your time when it's to register. And that we'll talk about in just a minute, okay? So just so you see, I just wanted you to have a picture. Unfortunately, one of the things, because of the FERPA, the Family Education Rights Privacy Act, I can't show you anything in real time. But this is, if you look here, these are courses that a student is already enrolled in. And these dots over here, these show you courses that are planned, right? So just wanted you to see this just so you know the distinction between the two, because it's come up several times. Okay, here are some tips. All right, if you call me or contact me or set up an appointment with me or any one of your advisors, I will tell you right off the bat, you need to take English 111 or Math 110 or 143. It is something you need to take these courses. You need to have them completed because they are courses that can slow you down. There's nothing more discouraging to me than to look at a student and to see that they have to take both English 111, English 114, and they are in what they thought was their last semester, and you can't take them together. You cannot take English 114 or English 112 or humanities without taking English 111 with a C or better. The other piece is we have math classes we have math-based classes. We have business math, we have 2 accounting courses for some of the degrees, we have economics, and it's really good if you take the Math 110 or the Math 143, and you take it early on, and when you do that, it allows you to build up some confidence. So as you go through your career here at Wake Tech, you can learn better math skills, and then you can actually, not be as stressed or as anxious when you get into maybe the business math class or maybe the accounting class at Wake Tech. All right, additional tips. If you have not done so, set up an appointment with your advisor via Teams. Okay, that's so important. Check your self-service progress regularly as it shows your degree completion. Develop a plan, a timeline of courses for every semester you are enrolled. And remember, it can change. You may set down a path and maybe one semester you took these courses and it didn't work. It's adaptable, it's flexible, it can change. And then one thing, and one big additional reason to talk with your advisor, is sometimes you've taken courses at, maybe you were in college transfer, or maybe you were in OST, or maybe you were in a different degree, or maybe you took college courses several years ago. Make sure, we can check these courses and we can see if there's any kind of substitution we can make for you. And that can make you actually be successful. So, contact your business faculty advisor. If we see in your program eval that you've taken courses, I always look to see if there's a way I can help you be successful by actually mapping out and seeing if this CIS 110 that you took will take and cover maybe a CIS 111. Right. All right, so I'm going to pause here and just come back to the Teams chat. Just answer any questions any of you may have at this point just about the importance of advising, and then we're going to actually go to the planning and registering part. So any questions? Yep. Yes.
Sorry. How do I find my advisor again?
So if you go into self-service and there's check your progress on one side, and then there's planning your courses. If you go underneath one of those, it should show you your faculty advisor, and there is a tab under advising that can help you also find who your advisor is. And if you don't know, you can shoot me an email. I can go in and I can look it up and I can let you know. Because I can go and I can see, and Donna Hawkins, who is also here as our associate department head, Dr. Hawkins can go in and she can look it up. So we can also help you with that. If you don't have one, then we can get you a faculty advisor. Yeah, Chandra?
I was wondering, can you take a English prerequisite with English 111?
If you have to take that English 003 or the developmental ones, no, you cannot.
Okay.
If you have to take English, like if you have to take English 11, but if you have to take English 111 with a co-rec, you can take those two together. As a matter of fact, with the RISE program, you have to take them together.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. And Dr. Hawkins, what did you have a question?
Yeah, because we have so few students, I'm able to look them up right now. And so I'm putting their business faculty advisor in the chat room.
Oh, okay. Well, Edwin, I look forward to talking with you soon.
Yep.
I see that now. Yep, that's great. Any questions here before we go on to planning and registering and understanding how to do that? And really, if you don't know who your faculty advisor is in the business department, please make sure we touch base, because it's really a vital part of your success here. All right, so I'm going to go back in now. We're going to switch gears and we're going to talk a little bit more about the programmatic things, the planning and registering for classes. So, and I'm going to flip my screen a couple of times to kind of get some things that I have lined up. Okay. So here, let's talk about self-service and student planning. So you go to Wake Tech, and one of the things I'm going to do is kind of come out here, and I have it loaded up here, is one of the things you do is you can find self-service by just clicking the login here and clicking on the self-service tab. You can type self-service here in the window. Okay? And what it will do is it will direct you to the self-service login page where you can put your ID and your password in. And that way you'll be at your first step. You've gotten into self-service, and then you'll see the planning, and then, selecting and planning courses. You should see two pieces there underneath advising. Okay? Once you get through that, you can click on plan and schedule. And I'm going to show you a video that overviews all this. You can go to plan and schedule, select the term by using the arrow under the schedule tab. Now, one of the things that's really unique maybe to Wake Tech, or something that people aren't aware of, is you have a certain registration date and time, and it should be in a blue box below the term. If it is not there, you have two different options. We register based on the amount of hours you have taken at Wake Tech. So even if you transfer in 15 hours, you still are not, those are not hours taken at Wake Tech. We call it priority registration. So I'm going to show you how to figure out if for some reason you can't see your date. We ask you to contact the registrar. I will show you that contact in just a second. Or you can go to student services, select student services, and then it will take you to register to this window. I'll go ahead and show you here. And you will go to registration and records here. And then you will see a thing called priority dates. If you still cannot figure out your date, the contact is under the registrar's site. Priority date shows you the number of hours and the date and the time that you can register. So if you can't find it in your self-service and you contact the registrar and you're still anxious, you can look at how many hours you've taken in your progress eval, and you can look at the date and see when you can register. If this is your first semester at Wake Tech, one of the things is you haven't amassed any hours yet, so you are still down at the bottom towards November 8th or 9th to do your registration. And the reasons for that is we don't have completed hours. Even though you've registered, you haven't actually completed these courses, unless perhaps you did like a first or 8-week course. But don't panic. There's still usually a lot of classes available, even up until the 8th or 9th of November. So once you now you know what your date is, right? And you've got your quizzes. The next thing is, you've planned out what you want to take. You've gone through and you've got the fall of 2021 done, the spring of 2022, maybe the spring, the summer of 2022, right? Select the courses you want to take. Now, I always tell everybody, have backup choices in case your first choices are full. Okay, I always say just make sure you guys have that. One of the reasons is you might want to take this class on this date and it's full by the time you register, so have some backup choices. One thing I always tell people also, when you're doing registration, if you make an oops, all of a sudden you realize you signed up for a class that was just not even in your plan, you can just drop that course right away. There's no consequence to that. However, especially once we start the semester, it's very important to always add a course before you drop. So if you're taking Business 125 Personal Finance and you have a seated section of that class and an online section opens up and you really wanted to do the online section, you need to add the online section and then drop, and you do it at the same time, but you want to make sure you add and drop and then submit so that you don't get charged for taking 2 courses. Right? And that's only once the semester has already begun. So, don't, what I just tell everybody is a general rule, always add before you drop if the course is within in your degree. Otherwise, if it's something you've completely made a mistake with, you registered for OST 210 or something, and you can just drop on that one, right? So I'm going to pause for a second. I've got a video. I'm going to want to answer some questions that you may have, and then I'm going to show you a video on the whole registration process. So I'm going to come back to the chat room for just a second here. All right. Does anybody have any questions at this point before I show you the video on registering? Everybody good? Smiling? Not too confused yet? Yeah. So one of the things I wanted to do is this video, it's about 7 minutes, and what it will do is it will overview as if you are a student for the first time, and it will take you through the process. If you can't hear it, I double checked it beforehand, but just in case, I'll go back and reshare my screen with the audio. So please just stop if you can't.
To register for classes, first go to waketech.edu, and in the upper right-hand corner, select Logins, and then Self-Service. Next, log in with your WakeTech email and password. That will bring you to the Self-Service portal. Choose the Student Planning tab. You already know what courses you need to register for. You can proceed to Go to Plan and Schedule. If you're not exactly sure, select Go to My Progress. This will bring up your current and active programs of study. Scroll down to find a list of program requirements. You'll see different statuses here. In progress means that you have already registered for a course and started it. Planned means that you have planned the course but not registered. And not started means that the course has not been planned or registered or started. Since we want to register for courses, we're going to find a course that we would like to register for, and then we'll click on that course here, or we can type it in the search box in the upper right-hand corner. Both of those options will bring up the specific course. To plan the course, we'll choose Add Course to Plan, and then we can select which term we would like to add it to. It can be the current term or a future term. And then click Add Course to Plan. This is for planning purposes only. To find a course for registration, we're going to select View Available Sections, and then select the term. Once we find a section that meets our availability and has open seats, we'll click Add Section to Schedule. Then review the section details. We see here that it does have seats available, and all of the dates and information works for us. So we'll select Add Section. This puts that specific section on our plan so that we can register. To register, we're going to choose the Academics tab in the upper left-hand corner, and then we'll select Student Planning, and then we'll go to Plan and Schedule. Under the Plan and Schedule tab, you'll see the current term, or you can go to Future or Previous terms. But since we want to register for this current term, I'm going to look down and see the courses that have already been registered for, or that we have planned, or that we would like to register for. Once we find the course on our plan that we would like to register for, we'll click Register. If there are multiple courses that we would like to register for, we can select Register All. Registration is not complete until we click Register or Register All. Here we see that I successfully registered for this course, but it has not started. If this was done in error, you have the option to simply click the drop button to deregister. Next, I would like to go back to My Progress by clicking the Student Planning tab and then My Progress. Once again, we'll see the list of specific course requirements for our program. We'll see the courses that have been planned, not started, not planned, or registered. And then here we see the course that I just registered for. It shows an A10 status with a check mark and registered. To register for other specific courses that are a part of your program requirements, you can click on those and then pull the courses up again. Or you can enter a course specifically to search for, or under the Academics tab in the upper left-hand corner, you can choose Course Catalog for a broader search. Once we get to the course catalog, it defaults to the Advanced Search option. Be sure to select the term that you need to register for, and if you're searching for mini-masters, enter that specific date. You can also choose specific courses that you need to search for, as well as section numbers and course numbers, specific days of the week. You can choose specific locations or times of day. I'd like to see all courses that are available for fall second mini-semester, so I've entered that term and that start date. And then I'm going to click Search. This pulls up all of the courses that are available for the second mini-semester of fall 2021. I'd like to see courses that have availability only, so under the filter results and availability, I'm going to select Open Sections Only. Here are the courses that have availability. You can scroll over to the right and see additional information. And under the Availability tab, you'll see the number of seats that are available. Once I find a course that meets my availability and that I would like to register for, I'm going to click Add, review the section details, and then click Add Section. This places that specific course and section on my plan. To register, I'm going to click the Academics tab in the upper left-hand corner again, Student Planning, and then go back to Plan and Schedule. Here's the fall schedule again with the courses that I have planned and registered for. There's the course that I just added. And to register, I'm going to click Register here or Register All. Remember that the registration process is not complete until you have successfully clicked Register. And you see a status of registered.
All right, so I'm going to come back. I know that was a little long, but I just want you guys to, I want to answer, and watching that video, do you have questions on that? And then I'm going to give you some tips and things that we've done. Any questions on how to register, plan and register? And you see underneath it, there's an advising tab. When you go in there, that's where your faculty advisor should be listed. All right, I've got a couple more slides here. Let me pull them up here. This is after 10 years. One of the things you can go in this slide, this is registration procedures. You can click on that. It sort of talks you through the step-by-step guide. It's also in your portal or your self-service. After all these years, there's a lot of times where students will tell me, I cannot register, okay? I went online to register. I always tell them, what's your registration date? That's always one question. I can't register for English 111 or math. Many students need to take English 111 or Math 110 or 143 with a co-rec, or you may even have to take like Math 03 or English 11 before you can even take 111 with the co-rec, okay? One thing that a lot of times students will do, and I'm going to show you a quick picture here, is they will try to register for a class and they say, well, I'm registering for this class. And what they don't do is they don't read the notations or the comments. You always need to read these, especially now, because we have times where we have classes where they are all online, they're partly online, they have a Teams component to it and a seated meeting time. Always look at the meeting information. If you want a fully online course, make sure it's fully online. Always look at the comments. If you cannot get this first section of a course, sometimes it's restricted to a certain degree and that restriction will be lifted. But if you scroll down, you can see that the course comes available at another time. Right? So that's a big thing that students I really want to stress, especially with COVID. We're still in that, you know, some of your classes are going to be A and B days. Some of them are going to come one day. Some of them are going to be fully online. So just make sure you check all of that, you know, as you're planning your classes out. The other thing, piece of information here is one thing students will tell you, well, I can't register for English 114. Okay. There's a couple of different things that could be going on. One is you may not be able to register for 114 in the same semester you're taking English 111. But that you will have the option later on to register it after your grade is put in there. You have to have a C or better in English 111. If you got a D in English 111, you will not be able to register for English 114. You will have to take English 111 again. So just that's a thing that sometimes students maybe aren't aware of that. Also, if you're taking English 111 this semester and you want to take 114 in the spring, you won't be able to register for 114 until they have your grade for English 111. But there's usually openings still because everybody who's done that is still trying to get into the, you know, take the English 111, then get into the 114. Right. The other thing, again, and I mentioned it a little, you know, a few minutes ago, is if you've taken classes, like if you took English 112, make sure that you don't forget that we can sub that for English 114. So, you know, make sure you kind of, you know, talk to your advisors. It's very, very important. The other thing to look at is your catalog year. I may have mentioned this a few minutes ago. One of the things that students get a little concerned about is they panic They have a catalog year where they registered for the program. It's 2015, and they're sitting next to somebody in class who was in 2021, and they're panicking because they're hearing this person take a class they didn't think they had to take. Rather than panic, ask your advisor. Contact your faculty advisor. Okay. All right. Any questions? I know there's a lot of information in 30 minutes, but please, if you have a question, if it's an individual one about, you know, your degree plan, that one is, I can answer that to you offline. I can't do it publicly because I can't go to your self-service, you know, for confidentiality reasons while I have other people here. But if you have any general questions about registering or anything of that, I'd love to answer those right now. And then I'm going to show you just at the bottom of the presentation are the emails for faculty and financial advisors. Any questions?
I don't have a question, but this is Dr. Donna Hawkins, and so I just want to let Oksana, I believe that's the name, that your advisor actually is participating with us today. That's Stephanie Early. So hopefully you can touch base with her. Thank you, Dr. Powers.
Thank you. I am. Okay, thank you, Edwin. Well, yes, and you feel confident. Thanks for watching the video. There was a special way we had to get it created, so. But I think one of the challenges we have here is, as faculty, what we see on our side in self-service is somewhat different than what you see on your side of self-service. So in order to kind of help us understand what you see and make it a little bit easier to follow, it was a good video. Other questions? Do all of you have all of you taken some time to look at WebAdvisor to see the classes that are offered through self-service for you in the spring? And do you know when your registration date is? You can do a thumbs up if you want, that's fine. And I'll just take a sec. Thank you. Let's see. Yep, Edwin, we can discuss offline. Let me just write down your name. Nando, okay. Nando, all right. Chandra, thank you. All right. So one last piece here is I just wanted to show you that I've listed all of our faculty advisors, and this is also in the chat that you can access. That one, I'll change that one. And I've also have all the financial aid counselors. And if you look, they do it by alphabetical by your last name. All right. And that is all I've got, but I'm here to answer some questions. And Ed, we can talk immediately after this if you want. I can just send you a Teams request. If you have some time in a little bit. Any other questions that anyone might have? If not, you know, and I'll stay on the line for a few minutes. Thank you all for coming. This has been, you know, we've really spent some time trying to get everybody get everything organized so that you can actually be more successful. And one final parting piece of information is, please, if you're in the business degree, contact your business faculty advisor. There are so much that can help you be successful if you just contact them. And if they're not sure of an answer, they can contact someone else. If you contact me, if I'm not sure of the answer, I can find the information out from you. Thank you all.
Question, Dr. Powers, I do have a question for the participants. Could you all, if you can just type in the chat or just unmute your mic and just let me know, how did you hear about this workshop? Because we want to make sure that we're reaching students the best way. So I know that emails went out, but do you all look at the student calendar the college student calendar. How do you find out about workshops, and how do you find out about this one? I'm sorry. Did someone say something? Oh, email. I see that from Edwin. Email. Who did that email come from, Edwin? Do you remember?
I think Chase was trying to say something.
Yeah, I received it through email.
Do you know who that email came from?
Lorraine, I believe.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was
That'll be
actually
me.
from me, I believe. Yeah.
Okay.
And you guys are North Campus, right?
Yeah, but Chase, whatever, if you need an advisor because of Teams, the campus isn't, if you need to talk to me and you're on South, we can talk through Teams and things of that nature.
Yeah, I'm going to the North Campus. I was just making sure you guys are on North Campus as well. If I had, questions in person, because I'm looking to do everything in person. I'm not looking to do anything online as far as like the business related courses go. So, that's good that you guys are on North Campus.
Yeah, we're north at Building K.
Yep.
And where's Building K at? Is that near like I know they have like some Hendrick Center right across. Is that near there? Or?
Yeah, actually, if you're right at that stop sign, you see the Hendricks building on the left, make a right, and then the first left would be Building K.
All right, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So so do any of you check the student calendar for workshops?
A student calendar, where would that be?
Ah, okay. That's why I'm asking, because we're trying to see what's the best way to advertise to students. Yeah. So Lorraine's gonna Dr. Powers gonna pull that up. But so your emails came for either Dr. Powers or probably from your instructor. And okay, I see that
There's a calendar.
Yeah. So did anyone receive an email from me?
And this is all activities.
Okay.
And you do the month. This is a list, and you can do it this way. Ooh, that's very overwhelming, but
yeah. So that's the college calendar, but I think there's a student.
I think it's under student life. Let me see.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it is.
Oh, thank you, Chandra. Okay. Yeah. So we're going to try to get on the student calendar, and I would encourage you all to actually go to the student calendar and look for other events, because we had a great event yesterday in regards to Career Spotlight. I Am All Business, and it was in regards to the business administration program. And we had expert panelists from the areas of human resources, project management, entrepreneurship, real estate, as well as marketing. And they gave a lot of great advice. And the workshops from 12 to 1:30. I'm going to post that on our YouTube channel. And so so that way you can listen to it. But I really encourage you to listen to that, because there were a lot of great information, a lot of great nuggets for our students in terms of what can you do. And let me say this, we also have another great video on there. What can I do with this major, in case you didn't go to that workshop? So that featured Dr. Powers along with some of our other instructors. And we talked about the majors that you all are actually participating in, and what can you do with the major that you're in. So I will, if you need more information for that, let me know. I need to actually get that YouTube channel address. Maybe I can do it right quick. Dr. Powers, if you want to say something else, let me see if I can find it.
No, I will find the student calendar. Didn't want to waste time searching while you were talking, and I'll let you know, Chase, where you can find that. I'll post it up in this chat later on, and I can even email it to you later.
Okay, so here's that. Here's our YouTube channel, and I will be posting the Career Spotlight I Am All Business there, along with this recording that Dr. Powers has just given us. And thank you so much, Dr. Powers, for the great information, because our students need to know more about advising. I wish we had more students on here, but we'll continue to do this. For those of you who still have questions, we're going to do this, have our second session on November 2nd Is that correct, Dr. Powers?
November 8th, I think.
November 8th, thank you.
November 8th.
My dates mixed up. So November 8th from 12 to 1 again. So if you know people that, please encourage them to actually participate, because we really want you to be successful in your journey here at Wake Tech. And we're trying to do all that we can do in trying to get the information out to students. So let us know what we can do to help you, and we really appreciate it.
Yes, and I echo the same thing with Dr. Hawkins. Thank you all for coming. Go ahead, Chase.
I'll just say thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Yes.
If you talk to students, put the word out there. We're here to help you.
Exactly.
You're very welcome. Edwin, I'll send you a Teams chat in just a few minutes. So, as soon as we end here, I'll send you something.
Or if you want to stop recording, Dr. Powers, and then we all just get off and you and Edwin can talk.
We can do that too.
All right. So does anyone have anything else? And we can all leave and then let Dr. Powers and Edwin talk.
Yep.
Okay. I am signing. Oh, so Chandra, you're typing something. Do you need something?
No. I'm good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay. All right. Thank you all. Okay. Bye-bye.